Coach, how's your team doing after that result down there?
We kind of let them be to themselves a little bit. We'll see them shortly after this, let you know then, but haven't talked to a lot of them since since the other day.
You've talked all season about how resilient they are and kind of that level, but I mean, human nature to bounce back from this, that's going to be hard.
We'll bounce back.
Okay.
We'll bounce
Why
back.
do you believe that?
I think it's a special group. I think this group has met almost every challenge we faced this year, and we obviously aren't undefeated. We wish we had more wins to speak of, but just day in and day out working with this group on and off the court, I have a lot of respect and admiration for this group. I feel like we'll bounce back.
Do you have to use some extra psychological tools to in a situation like this, or do you trust them to do what it takes to sort of get back on track?
Our mission is not going to change as because of it, and because we've been practicing this and talking about this season and what we try to get accomplished every day. I don't think there needs to be special motivation. We'll sense it. We'll go out and we'll sense where our guys are, but I have a feeling that this group is going to come bounce back.
And when you reached out to the conference yesterday, what was your hope in them by reaching out to them and kind of just questioning what had happened in the final seconds?
I would just say it's probably more, again, as a parent, my own kids, certain things happen, and when it's toward you and you alone, you deal with it. When it happens to your kids, man, you flare up a little bit. That's all. But it is, I said what I had to say, and the league gave its response. I respect their response, and we're moving on now. That was done.
If you did have a chance to do it again, and just knowing what you know about the conference and just how everything was handled, would you have handled that a bit differently, or would you do the same?
I would say I want to, like I said earlier, want to fight for our guys, and I said what I had to say, and no looking back now. And I'll say that 5 more times if y'all want to keep bringing it up, just to let you know. But I am moving on.
Just so, do you have any sort of response, or just how did you take when the Pac-12 handed you then their punishment, or the live reprimand? Just your response to that as well.
It's been made clear what can happen if you deal with a situation like this a certain way. It was made clear. So I understand.
Is there any more responsibility that you do have of being like the elder statesman of this conference, of one who has been around for some time and just kind of know where this conference has been? Do you hold that any more dear, and does that give you any more weight when you do say things and, oh wow, this guy has been here for a while, so he's just not he's just not making comments lightly here?
Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. Again, the comments were made, there was a response, and whatever anyone takes from that at this point, that's up to them. But I really don't have a lot more to say about it.
Not to be harping on, but did you get any more of an explanation from the league as to why they felt the clock especially was handled properly in the final seconds?
Doesn't matter at this point. Again, everything I wanted to say, I said, and they responded. And as far as I'm concerned, close the door on it.
And just how, just from everything that you've seen so far, just what makes Oregon so tough at home?
Oregon's tough period. But I think they play with a lot of energy. Oregon plays together. They're really an unselfish team. You know, most teams in our league have played better at home. I mean, there's several teams that have hardly lost or not lost at all. Oregon being very good already, you know, plays a lot of energy there.
Anything else, guys?
After looking at your guys' defense on the final play, was what you instructed them to do executed? Was did you want something else to happen on that play? Or?
Well, one thing we did not want them to do is throw long. We did not want them to do that. We also wanted them to catch in front of us, catching the ball going toward the baseline. We did not want them to catch the ball with a running start going the other way. And I mean, you put that on me as head coach. We didn't execute that. So I didn't do a good enough job of helping our guys understand what we wanted on that because he caught the ball on the run.
And guarding against the long pass, is that why you had nobody on the inbounder to put that kind of?
That was one of the reasons. Yeah, we did not. With our group, I would say with a veteran group, we probably would have had somebody. But with our group, there's certain things we want to make sure it's simple, and we did not want them to throw over the top. Earlier, there was a game where we talked in the huddle about we do not want them to throw over the top, and we explained it. When we went out there, they threw over the top. That didn't cost us the game, but they threw over the top, and that was in the back of my mind. Because if they threw over the top, then it'd have been worse. We would have gone in overtime if they threw over the top at least. It would have.
The rebounding issues, is this the same thing that you've been seeing? Or is there something different?
We talk about all different types of situations. They got an offensive rebound on 3 possessions, 3 of their final 4 possessions in that game. They were able to get an offensive rebound. They don't get one of those, we win the game. So, and it had nothing to do with switching and being on a smaller guy or a bigger guy, none of that. We did not come up with the basketball. And those were daggers. They got the ball back.
And you probably crunched all of the numbers, or at least had somebody crunch the numbers for you. Is Washington's only path to the NCAA tournament now to win the Pac-12 tournament?
I wouldn't say that. I'd say there's still a small hope. We have to go and play well against Oregon and see where that takes us.
I would imagine then if you can win these last 2 regular season games, maybe win 3 in Las Vegas, depending on kind of who they are, then that would maybe put you in that conversation.
It'll put us in better shape than we are in today, that's for sure. So that would be a start. Oregon would be a start.
Considering what was at stake, did that make that one of the more gnawing losses you've ever had? Sort of devastating with the way it ended?
All right, I just went back to the other night. Now I'm okay again.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It was tough. It was really, really tough. One of the tougher losses, probably up there in the top 3 tough losses during conference.
Yeah.
You know, there have been some tournament losses, but in terms of conference play, that's right up there in probably the top 3. You talk about what was at stake, it's right up there.
Do you personally have a process for getting over those particularly tough losses, the ones that are really gnaw at you when you go home or whatever it is?
Oh, probably. I just watch the game over and over and over. For me, it's not depressing to watch it over sometimes, but in the process of watching the game over and over and over, I keep seeing ways where maybe we could be better the next time. you get lost in the game again, and I mean, it's almost like a movie. You come out of it now. Reality is still here, but also perspective. For me, perspective is always very important. So, as a leader, you can't come back to your group sulking and depressed. So, see big picture.
Does it become more important after a loss like that to emphasize to them the things they did right to be in that position to almost win, or do you worry about their psyche that way?
I think both. I think you have to point out what prevented you from maybe winning the game. You have to point those out in a teaching way, in a constructive way. But the main thing I keep telling our team, we keep preaching to our team, is the wins don't show how much we've improved. The wins don't show. Like I said before, I think a few days ago, we've been holding teams except Utah the last 6-7 games under 40%. This last game, first half, no, we didn't. Oregon State did a great job. We held them to 29% in the second half. I think sometimes with this group, mistakes we make are so glaring that it seems like that's just how we operate. But it hasn't been how we've been operating. We are just a much better team. And with the exception of Oregon now, we've gone through the entire league, and we've had a chance to win every game, except for the one at Arizona that got away. The rest of the games, even if either we won the game or it came down to the last minute or two. And we have to help our guys understand that we're just so close, but yet so far. Keep saying that, but so close. And even from 2 or 3 weeks ago, our decision making has gotten better. We're doing more things right. Our team has to understand that. This is not a team that, people say, well, you're taking the same turn as last year. It's not even close. In terms of wins and losses, we've not won games, we've lost more down the stretch, but in terms of what we're putting out on the floor, guys playing together, guys playing hard, playing with purpose, having a chance to win each game, it's not even close. It's nothing like last year. And that's what's so disappointing, in that it could so easily go the other way. So easily.
Yeah, is there just maybe more empathy for a guy like Andrew Andrews, especially after that last game? Just kind of seemed like that game that really, in some ways, epitomized the season. That here's this guy who's never been there and he's doing everything he can, and it just didn't happen for him.
The last 3 games, the last 3 games, Andrew's effort has been phenomenal. But in the last game, that jumper started falling again. He started making shots. He's doing everything he can. And yeah, I'd love to, for all of us, but you'd love to see your senior captain, who has been loyal to us, go out the right way and have a chance to play in the tournament. Love to see it. But it's not over.
Is there some solace in the fact that even with some rough times, what you want to accomplish is still out there for you? I mean, the door's still open.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
When you talk about a team that everybody picked near the bottom of the conference, has a chance to finish in the top half of the conference. I mean, I think that's progress for our team, but we're not settling for that at all. We want to get to the NCAA tournament, but I'm still proud of our guys up to this point, and we've battled. There have been many times on the floor all year that we've gone out there and not competed. Guys have really competed.
Is there any 1 or 2 things that Oregon really does well? They'll say, all right, we need to really focus on these.
Well, they keep a lot of teams off balance by the way they change defenses.